Hopefully you caught part one of this two-part series of how to get your prospects to close themselves. If you haven't, I want you to go right here, click on this card, and it's going to take you to the first video. You really need to watch both so this makes sense to you. But if you did watch part one, today we're going to talk about the mindset that we need to have to help close our prospects. So stay tuned. Hey, it's Reggie Pegues, Prospering Dad TV, Motivation Mindset Marketing, where entrepreneurs come to thrive. And I want to welcome you back to the channel. If you are brand new, if this is the first time you are viewing me, I want you to go here, hit the subscribe, and then hit the notification bell below. So as I upload new content that's going to help you explode your business, you'll be the first to know. Today we want to touch on mindset. In part one, we talked about the 3 foundational steps that you need to know to be able to get your prospects to close themselves. Because after all, isn't it much easier if they're already committed and all you have to do is just take them to the finish line as opposed to starting from square one? So in part one, the first step that we talked about was let your prospects sell themselves. And how do we do that? We do that by have them to tell you what it is that they want and how your product, service, or opportunity is going to help them reach that goal. Step number 2 was you want to establish value. And we establish value by storytelling. Now, again, I know my videos are geared toward beginners, people who are brand new to the industry, or maybe you're in the industry for a little bit, maybe a year, 2 years, even 3 years, but you're not getting the type of success that you want to have. So we're going, going to step 1, and we're starting from there. So when it comes to storytelling, I know that you may not have a story yet. You may not have results that you feel that comfortable about where you feel that you don't have a story, but you actually do. It could be your story as to why you decided on that particular business, or it could be your personal results from a product that you're using from your business. If you don't have either of those, you can always use stories from someone else who has experienced results with your product, service, or opportunity, and just share with your prospect, these are the results that someone else has gotten using this product, service, or opportunity. Step number 3, it was eliminating objections. Now, I know you're brand new, and no one likes to be told no. No one likes to be told no, but you have to understand, it's part of the process. You're going to hear more no's than you're going to hear yeses, but you just want to keep plowing through your no's, the people who are saying no, to get to your yeses. And how do we do that? We do that by handling objections. Think about yourself. Think about what questions you might ask or might want answers to. Like, for example, if someone says it's too expensive, you can give them examples of how they may be able to fit into their budget and how it's going to benefit them in the long run if they make this commitment now. Let's say, for example, if it's weight loss, you may show them how they would be able to reduce and release weight without necessarily having to go to the gym. And one of the ways that you want to tie that question in when people give you objections is you want to point them back to what they've established as their pain point, and then close with saying, when would you like to get started? So those are the 3 steps that I shared with you in video 1. In this video, we're going to talk more about mindset before we get to technique. I understand if you're brand new, you want to understand how to think, because I can give you the technical, but if you don't have the right mindset, all the technique in the world, all the scripts in the world, they're not going to help you get to what you want. And that's to have people, just devour your content, come in contact with you, basically have themselves practically sold, and all you have to do is just tie the ribbon around it and service those people, for whatever your product, service, opportunity may be. So the first thing that we need to understand is we need to listen to learn. Listen to learn. You may be asking yourself, Reggie, what are you talking about when you talk about listen to learn? When we're in conversation, most times we're not listening to learn. We're listening to respond. You want to listen to learn. Why? Because the more that you listen, when you ask the right question of your prospect or your client, they'll tell you exactly how to sell them. But if you're not listening and you're just being anxious and want to just interject into the conversation because you just feel the desire and the need to speak, you're going to miss valuable information that's going to help you close your prospect or client easier. It's so simple, but it's a difficult thing for us to do because we're not conditioned to listen to learn. But if you really want to be a successful entrepreneur, that's key. You want to be an active listener because you're going through that person's story to find out what it is their pain point is, what it is that they need, what it is that they want, so you can have the right answer and supply them with the information that they want. So you want to listen to learn. You want to be an active listener. Then you want to do yourself a favor. You don't want to talk yourself out of the sale. Now, what does that mean? Talk yourself out of the sale. Oftentimes when you're brand new, you're so anxious to try to close somebody. Someone raised their hand to your offer or your product, your service, your opportunity, and you're excited and you can see the finish line. You can see that you're close. You can see that they are right there and they're ready to buy your product or service opportunity, and you're so excited. But here's what happens in most cases. I know it happened to me certainly until I understood this technique. I would talk myself out of the sale. First of all, because I wasn't an active listener, I wasn't paying attention that the person is already giving me their yes, that all they were waiting for me to do was to point them in the right direction to close the deal. I talked myself out of the sale. And how do we do that? By just verbally throwing up on people. We generally stay on script. We just talk too much. So you don't want to talk yourself out of the sale. Here's a quick little tip that you should put into your business right now when it comes to dealing with prospects or clients. I learned this a while ago from a very, very great mentor and coach. And it's this. Every time your prospect opens their mouth, whether you're on the phone, whether you're doing a Zoom live where you can see one another, however you're communicating, because you should be speaking to them either on the phone or doing, a face-to-face of some type, or doing a Zoom call, or whatever way that you can make contact so you can see them and read their body language and they can see you and read yours. Whenever they begin to open their mouth, close yours. Whenever they open up their mouth, close yours. When you develop this habit and this technique and you become aware of this, you will never talk yourself out of the sale. So you definitely don't want to speak when they're speaking, because if you're trying to overtalk them, they'll begin to feel a certain way and they'll start to withdraw, and then they'll start feeling like you're being salesy, and people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. So as an entrepreneur, you want to be clear on not talking yourself out of the sale. I want you to realize that people buy what they want, not necessarily what they need. And what we generally do, we are so psyched about our product, service, and opportunity. We believe that everybody needs what we want and everybody should want what we have. That's not necessarily the case. People buy what they want, not necessarily what they need. But as an entrepreneur, if you are giving them value, if you are solving a problem for them and giving them what they want, once they have decided that you have what they want, you can then wrap around that what they need. And what the need is the benefits of them doing business with you, purchasing your product, your service, or your opportunity. So when you do it that way, you don't force what your ideology is on them, but you allow them to participate and purchase from you the thing that they want. And then by giving them further value, further education, you can supply them with what they need. The thing that a lot of us end up doing when it comes to mindset, when it comes to closing, is we get to this place that we want to sell so bad that we feel that we have to convince people to use our product or our service or our opportunity. A real professional marketer never convinces. You don't have to convince anybody. If you know your target audience and you're in front of the right people or the right person, and you're giving the right message and they're ready to buy and they have already sold themselves, you don't have to convince them. All you need to do is just point them into the direction and answer whatever questions they may have on the way to getting them to sign up, become a partner with you, or to begin to buy your products. So you never want to convince anybody. You want to be confident. You want to have that kind of mindset where you are absolutely 100% sold on your product, services, or opportunity. You know what it is. You know what it's going to do for them and what it's doing for you. And by doing that, you'll never have to convince anyone. So if you missed part 1, be sure to go back to part 1 of this 2-part series of how to get your prospects to close themselves, and start there. Watch this video, and then it all should make sense. There's a 3rd video that's coming. We're going to talk about the actual technique of how to get people on the phone, what to say when you get people on the phone, and how to close them, because that's the final phase. But the mindset is important. So part 1 gave you the foundation. Part 2 right here is giving you the mindset, and part 3, I'm going to give you the real technical aspect of what to do, how to get people on the phone, and how to close them. So I hope that you got some value out of this video. If you did, please drop a comment below and let me know what you thought about today's topic. Be sure to go right here to my Prospering Dad playlist for more videos and more information to help you build your business online. Be sure to drop in the description. I have links down there, how to generate more leads, how to build your downline, how to build a 6-figure business, all down in the comments. And most importantly, you can get my free ebook below. So make sure that you stop by there. I hope that you got value, and I know that if you follow these steps and you follow these procedures from video 1 and video 2, part 1 and part 2, you follow those steps, you will be ahead of the game. You will be leveraging your business, and you'll be taking your business and yourself right to the top. So that's all I got right now, and I want to see you on my next video.